Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Cobra Kai Studios for another fan question video. To start this one off, we have an interesting theory by one of you that commented. I'll read the comment, and then we'll kind of go over what we think about this. Okay, so they say, I think Season 3 will be the ending of the trilogy, kind of like The Godfather, where everything is wrapped up and all conflicts are resolved. Danny and Johnny will end their feud that they've had since The Karate Kid, also Hawk and Dimitri, as well as Sam and Tori. They'll all have their resolutions, and then possibility of Kreese maybe dying, but having a redemption at the end. And then for Season 4 going forward, the series will take on a new direction. What do you think? I don't know that they would do that. I do have a feeling before they end the series that they are going to have a resolution between characters. And at some point, I feel like Daniel and Johnny will indeed be on good terms. That's just my opinion. I don't think that'll happen in Season 3, though. It would be really interesting if they did do that, but at the same time, I don't know if that's the big plot twist they have planned for Season 3 yet, you know? I could also see Kreese dying at some point in time, but I guess that's going to depend on how they want to keep Kreese going in the show. There's a lot that they could add with Kreese. There's also, they could take Kreese out of the picture and bring Silvers back into the play. So, I don't know. That one's kind of a hard one for me to wrap my head around. I mean, I guess they could do it in Season 3. I guess you can't rule it out. But I'd say there's really slim chances of that being the actual case for Season 3. That seems like something they would wait till like Season 5, moving into Season 6 to do. If not Season 6 to end off the show. But what do you think? Everyone watching, let me know what you think. Do you think that that's a possibility that we might could see in Season 3? Or do you think that's just something they never plan on doing? You feel like they're always going to have some kind of team? Because think about it. They could bring in different people for the cast to have rivalries with. There's a lot that could happen. But at the same time, with it being Cobra Kai and playing off of the Karate Kid trilogy series, I don't know that would be the case. If it is, then that would be awesome. I mean, however they decide to play with the show and make our episodes and seasons, I'm not going to be disappointed. I love the way that they made this show, the way the writers brilliantly capture everybody's rivalries and conflicts and happiness in the show, sad, anger. The way they brought this show together is just really great altogether. So maybe, I wouldn't say for sure that's a possibility. But then again, I don't know. I'm not the creators of the show, so I can't really answer that in all honesty. What do you think, though? Leave your comment below, or if we're doing, which I'm going to do this in the premiere, so if you're watching the premiere, let me know what you think right now. Do you think that's a possibility that we'd ever see, or do you think that that's just not something that you think the writers are going to do with the show moving forward? On to our next question from Aaron. Do you think that Sam should have told Miguel that her dad was training Robbie? I'd say no, because I feel like the way that they did that was on purpose to lead to Johnny walking in with Robbie and Daniel and them all kind of finding out at the right time. I feel like that was needed. So no, I don't think that should have happened. Nonetheless, if it did, I guess they could have found a different way to actually, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends. Maybe she should have told Miguel, but would that have caused conflict with how Daniel and Johnny found out that Daniel was training Robbie? You know what I mean? I don't know. Honestly, I guess it could have worked either way, but the way they did it, I'm not disappointed with either. So it's just kind of our opinions of what we would have rather have seen. Do you like the way they decided to do it, or do you think that would have been an interesting plot twist for Sam to have told Miguel that her dad was training Robbie? What do you think? Another question from Aaron is, do you think that Carmen will get mad at Tori for starting the school fight? Maybe? I mean, it all started with Tori getting pissed off and going on the intercom and threatening Sam. So, I mean, everything at some point kind of did start with Sam and Tori. And at the same time, Sam kind of is the reason of all this, that all it happened is because she kissed Miguel. But at the same time, it was a plot point that needed to be implemented into the show to leave the, crazy cliffhanger that we got at Season 2. With nobody knowing what actually fully happens to Miguel, what his health state is actually at right at the point of season 3 starting. So I guess it depends on how you would have rather seen the show written, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I don't know. I would say that maybe Carmen might. She might. I just think that she's got all of her anger pinpointed at Johnny for some weird reason, which really irritates me. I just don't like how she blames Johnny for everything, when all Johnny was trying to do was help Miguel become a better student, and then it just kind of turned into him wanting to build Cobra Kai to this bigger thing, to build up a rivalry with Daniel. What do you think? Do you think that the way that the writers have created the show and the way they've done everything thus far is a brilliant way, or do you feel there's something that they could have done different that might have made the show more interesting, added more suspense to the whole show? What do you think? Another question is, do you think that Sam will tell Miguel that she loves him if she visits him in the hospital? I don't know. I obviously feel like she's still got feelings for Robbie still, even though obviously she was pissed off with the whole what Robbie did to Miguel. But at the same time, the fact that she kissed Miguel obviously pinpoint she's got mixed feelings between Robbie and Miguel. Would you say that she loves Miguel? Maybe. And maybe because of her feeling like it's her fault, maybe, for everything that happened, she might tell him that if she visits him. I could see it actually happening, honestly. So I wouldn't rule it out of play for any future scenes that we're going to see in season 3. But I don't know. It's kind of a up in the air debate there. Another question mentioning Carmen is, do you think that Johnny will try to talk to Carmen? Yes, that I can see happening. I feel like Johnny, whenever he gets out of his funk, is going to try to reach out to her in some way and kind of express his sorrow for what happened. I mean, obviously Johnny kind of feels like it was his fault too, but at the same time, I feel like Carmen would just blow him off and want nothing to do with him, wouldn't want to hear anything he has to say, and just kind of throw it under the bus in a sense. But I don't know. What do you think? You feel like Johnny's going to try to reach out to Carmen and maybe try to, I don't know, at least apologize, I'd say? I don't know. I mean, obviously he kind of tried to in season 2, and she wanted nothing to do with him. So that might be all we get for that for right now. But there's going to have to be a run-in between Johnny and Carmen at some point in the future. So maybe they'll hash shit out. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Do you think that Tori and Sam will become friends in the future? Ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't see that ever being a thing, honestly. If so, they would be different. But considering Tori's Cobra Kai and Sam's Miyagi-Do and Sam kissed Miguel right in front of Tori, I don't think that we could ever expect that, in my opinion. I just don't think that that's something we could expect. Not to say that they won't throw it in at some point in time, but what do you think? Do you ever see Sam and Tori being friends? Because I really don't. I don't think that we could ever expect to see that. Just like I don't know that we'll ever expect to see Dimitri and Hawk be friends again. I feel like that's a new rivalry that's going to stick for the remainder of the show, at least until they decide to end it. Then they might reconcile and become friends again, maybe. But Tori and Sam, I don't see being friends ever. I never see that happening. I don't know why, but I just never see them being friends. No matter where they lead the show, I think that's a rivalry that's going to remain. And just like Johnny and Daniel, they might never become friends. They might always have a rivalry of some sort, but at the same time, there's ways that I could see the writers bringing them together to, like, at least be on the same page. Maybe not friends, but on the same page at least. Maybe. Do you think that Johnny will tell Daniel that John Kreese took back Cobra Kai? I feel like at some point, yeah, that's going to be a conversation both Johnny and Daniel have. Whether that's the point where we see them kind of team up, maybe reconcile some differences, share the same motive of taking Kreese down. Yeah, maybe. I feel like that's a thing we could possibly expect to see. If not season 3, then season 4. I feel like that would be a good thing to happen in season 3, because obviously John Kreese just took the whole Cobra Kai back, acting like he owns it completely, when we all know that behind the scenes Silver's got to be there in some way. I honestly feel like, even though they might not have showed it, I feel like Kreese has talked to Silvers in some way, and that's why he took Cobra Kai back the way he did. I don't know, I just have this feeling about that. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but what do you think? Do you think that Johnny's gonna team up with Daniel? Do you think that Johnny's gonna tell Daniel about Kreese doing what he did? Or do you think it's just gonna be something we don't really see too much about? What do you know? What do you think? Who knows? So, let's go on to the next one, which is, what was it called? Do you think Mr. Hunt or Jaden Smith could walk in at some point in time in the future of Cobra Kai? Because obviously, Will Smith is mentioned in Cobra Kai, which I'll add a little clip. He has some, he's kind of behind the scenes at Cobra Kai. I mean, Will Smith is credited as an executive producer, so maybe, I feel like, honestly, there could be a lot more brought into the show, even from the fourth Karate Kid film, the newer one from 2010 that no one really likes to think about. Maybe, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that hopes not, but at the same time, who knows, I guess? I don't think Jaden Smith would want anything to do with the Karate Kid or anything like that again, but at the same time, he might. I don't know. What's your theories on that? What do you think? What do you think Will Smith's bigger part behind the scenes of Cobra Kai really is? I don't know. Obviously, he has some kind of play into it, because he wouldn't be mentioned as an executive producer for all 20 episodes if he didn't have something to do behind the scenes, and might, in the future, bring different things into the show that we just didn't expect. Maybe that some of us don't even want to see. I don't know. Another question is, I think in Season 3, Johnny goes to work for Daniel LaRusso. Remember in Season 1 when Johnny picks out the Charger and Daniel asks him if he knows about cars, and Johnny says, "What man doesn't?" And I agree with what he's about to state. Usually the writers of the series don't just put things in there for no reason. It usually pays off later on. I agree. It usually does pay out later on, and I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a reason for that. What it is, I don't know. But maybe that's why it is mentioned. Maybe in some way Daniel will have Johnny work for him. Obviously, Johnny's going to need something to do after the whole Cobra Kai thing being taken from him by Kreese. I mean, there's got to be something more to it that we just ain't been told yet. So maybe. I really hope that there's a lot of things that they've mentioned and hinted at in the show and had subtle little hints at that are planned for future episodes. The way that these writers have written already all 6 seasons, or have enough material for 6 seasons, I'm sure that everything that they've thus far released will play out in some way, whether it's just little things or big things. We're just yet to find out is the big, we gotta wait to see the big picture when it's actually presented to us. So, I don't know. I feel like there's gotta be reasons for a lot of the things they added to the show that we haven't seen it play out in any kind of way yet. It's gotta be there for a reason. They wouldn't have put everything in there and then not touch back on it in some kind of way. The way that they've already touched back on things that they hinted in Season 1 that you do see in Season 2 really makes you wonder what we can expect from the seasons moving forward. Okay, so on to my next question is, do you think that after Carmen watched the school fight, she might forgive Johnny? I don't know. I feel like the whole Carmen-Johnny thing is just a huge cluster of, anger from Carmen because her son's injured, obviously. What mom isn't going to be upset if their son went through something like that? Obviously, you're going to want someone to blame, and for her, Johnny just happens to be that person. And I don't know. I don't like the way she takes it out on Johnny, but at the same time, I guess she had to be taught or mad at somebody, so I guess it's part of the show. It was meant to be written that way for a reason. Hopefully we find out in Season 3 or 4 why that reason is. I don't know. On to another really good question is, what if Mr. Miyagi knew Daniel's dad and taught him karate before he ever met Daniel? But he died before he could teach Daniel. That's an interesting one. Along with the same question is, or maybe Miyagi accidentally killed Johnny's real dad in self-defense. What do you think? I don't know, maybe. I mean, like I said in the last video, there's a lot about Mr. Miyagi that we don't fully know. There's obviously Miyagi's great secret that no one knows the answer to, that maybe we'll actually get the answer to in the future of these seasons. I guess it's possible. On with Mr. Miyagi. Do you think that Mr. Miyagi's father trained Kim Sung-young? If you don't know who that is, that plays in the role with Silvers from Karate Kid 3, which I'll kind of include some bits and pieces of screenshots from things I studied on that. Maybe? I wouldn't rule it out. You can't fully rule it out. We don't know who all Mr. Miyagi might have actually trained, even though there's a lot of speculation it was just Daniel. Most likely it wasn't, because the type of martial arts that Mr. Miyagi knows is obviously a different type of karate and kung fu, which karate basically is a kung fu, a little bit of a mixed type of kung fu, but there's a couple different types of kung fu that's actually trained out of Asia in general, so I wouldn't rule it out. Obviously, Cobra Kai's type of karate has a lot of kung fu style to it as well, so maybe I wouldn't rule it out that it didn't ever happen. Also talking about Kim Sung-young, do you think that Kim Sung-young will ever appear in Cobra Kai, maybe season 3 or 4? I don't think so. That's a character I don't think we'll ever see in Cobra Kai, but maybe we might even have just flashbacks to them, but I don't feel like that's something we're going to ever fully see. I don't think they would add them to the show anyways. What do you think? Do you feel like that might be someone we see added to the show? Because I don't think that's the case. And then another question is, do you think that Daniel will meet Kim Sung-young in season 3? I guess maybe that could be where we see them when he goes to Okinawa, maybe, but from everything you read about, Kim Sung-young is from Korea, South Korea, so I don't know that that's going to be the case, considering Okinawa is Japan. So what do you think? Do you think that's something we could expect? Something we just won't ever hear anything about? I don't know. Very interesting, though. That's all of the questions from you guys that we got for today's video. But before we end the video, I want to say thank you to everybody commenting, because I really enjoy just sitting here and talking about the questions that you have, theories you come up with. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy these times where we just sit here, and of course none of this is facts. This is just all my opinion, your opinion, just kind of debating what we want to talk about and keeping the Cobra Kai community growing and enjoying Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid alike. So obviously there's a lot that we could actually speculate on, moving forward, because we don't have season 3 yet. There's a lot of theories that we could go over. We've already went over quite a bit. I have a couple of special videos that are my ideas and theories that I want to just kind of talk about, which that'll be its own video. I don't want to mix it with the fan questions, because I like to kind of take your questions and ideas and talk about them. It will technically still be a fan question video, because I myself am just a fan of Cobra Kai. Now, there's questions that I want answers to that it kind of will hash back into questions that some of you've answered just in different ways, or asked in just different ways, though. So I might do that tomorrow. If that's the case, then we'll have 2 fan question videos. We'll have Daniel-san's questions, and you, as a whole, all of your questions. If there's any more comments that is left on this video or any other videos that we can just kind of debate and talk about, because who don't like to just sit here and enjoy time talking about Karate Kid with us, or Cobra Kai with us fans? It brings together a lot of fun. It brings a lot of joy to just kind of sit here and enjoy us being fans of the show and having different opinions, different ideas, different thoughts. As a whole community, everybody thinks of different things in different ways. So if we all start asking more questions, there's no telling what we could come up with as a group. Obviously, we can, in the future, see what theories and ideas play out as the show progresses and we get more seasons. Hopefully we don't have to wait as long for season 4 as we've had to wait for season 3. I'm hoping that Netflix really gets on the ball as soon as they can start filming and get season 4 filmed, so that way we get it in 2022 instead of waiting to 2023. Because let's be honest, we all really enjoyed the show, and 10 episodes don't go very far. I already know me, as soon as season 3 comes out, I'm going to be done watching season 3 in the very first day it's released. That's how it is with any show on Netflix, honestly. Even if they have 16 episodes or 20, usually you can fit that all into a one-day binger and boom. But you're not going to grasp everything from season 3 the first time watching. As I've watched Cobra Kai many, many times over now from start to beginning, there's always more that you pick up on or little things you missed. Maybe you looked away from the TV for a split second or had to go use the bathroom or something, and you just never caught this certain little subtle hint or little Easter egg they threw in there. So, hopefully moving forward, we'll get more people interacting, more people commenting on the videos, because as a whole, I enjoy us having these different theories and ideas to kind of go over and talk about, debate upon. Obviously, there's always going to be the whole Tori debate until we have an actual answer, who her mother is, who her father is. They're going to have a debate on who Miguel's dad is. We have no idea who that is, so who is that? Where's Johnny going to go, taking place moving forward in season 3? Where do we expect Johnny to be at? A lot speculate he might go to Okinawa with Daniel. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe, I guess he could. I feel like there's going to be something added to each season that's always going to keep us puzzled, always going to keep us wanting more, keep us asking more questions. And that is how you know the writers of the show are really great storytellers. They always leave us wanting more. They don't want to leave it to where there's nothing to ponder about, because then that doesn't keep people interested in wanting more from the show. So the way they're doing it is a really brilliant way to keep us all interested and wanting more. So we're going to go ahead and end that video here, or this video, sorry. And I hope you leave comments so we can have another one to talk about tomorrow. I try to do these videos every day. They're a lot of fun. They're not too hard to make. The hardest part's really editing, looking up the questions, kind of find any kind of answers that we could find online. Anything that I can actually find online, I'm going to start adding into the video, whether it's screenshots, screen recordings, whatever be the case. I want to make it as presentable as I possibly can for you all. That way we can kind of grow the channel together. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I want to thank Bonsai Kai Dojo. I want to thank all of my moderators. I want to thank all of you subscribers. I want to thank everybody that's not subscribed but still decided to watch the video. I want to especially thank everybody leaving comments on the videos, because without that, these videos would have never even got started. So thank you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay badass.